My name's Terry Clark Ward and welcome to 5 o'clock. In a time when millions of Poles have left their country, why are foreigners coming to live here in Poland? Well, today I'll meet one to find out. Wrocław is a city of growth, innovation and a welcoming atmosphere. Now before we meet today's guest, let's go to the clue table.
Jesteśmy w biurze Wrocławskiej Fundacji Filmowej we Wrocławiu. Zajmujemy się produkcją festiwali, organizacją festiwali we Wrocławiu i na całym Dolnym Śląsku, a także dystrybucją filmową. Ja się zajmuję koordynacją projektu Polish Cinema for Beginners, czyli polskiego kina dla obcokrajowców. W tym roku został nagrodzony również nagrodą Polskiego Instytutu Sztuki Filmowej w Gdyni, nagrodą za najlepszy projekt edukacyjny w Polsce.
Today's guest has left some clues. The first thing we have are in fact two magazines. One's regional and one is national, connecting, well, it looks like it's connecting the English language with what this person does. And there's also a dictionary to back this up. We also have some postcards here of the capital city of London. So maybe he's or she is from London. Then a very interesting thing we've got is a small video camera and a tram ticket. Now, what do you think the significance is there? Because I'm not sure. And finally, we have some cards which have the city's dwarfs on them. Do you think you know who today's guest is? Well, we'll find out in just a moment. Today's guest is British filmmaker Owen Williams. Welcome to 5 o'clock.
Thanks a lot, Terry. Happy to be here.
Owen, tell us, when you first came to Wrocław, having come from England, where you noticed so much migration going the other way, did that have any effect on your decision to visit Poland?
Not directly, Terry. Before moving here, I had met some Polish people in England, so I knew that the Polish people were very friendly, very fun people to be around, but it wasn't the reason I came here. I actually left England and moved to France, and when I was living there, I met someone from Wrocław, and she invited me here and said I should have a look.
French connection.
French connection, very nice, yes. So I came here and I thought I could stay for maybe a year, but as soon as I came, I thought, no, I like this place very much, and I stayed now for 5 years.
Wow, okay, interesting. And when you were at school, did you learn anything about Eastern Europe? Did you know anything about Poland?
No, we didn't learn anything about Eastern Europe, as I'm sure you probably didn't.
What were your initial impressions about life here in Wrocław?
My initial impressions, first of all, I was struck by the history and the architecture. I really liked it. But after living here a bit longer, I like now the modernity and the history mixed together. There's everything.
One of the things that you're doing here, which is particularly, I think it's fascinating, are these series of films called Wroclogs. Could you tell us a bit about that?
Oh, it's nice to hear that, Terry, thanks. Wroclogs, they're films I'm making about Wrocław. Before coming here, I looked for videos on YouTube about the city, and I couldn't find any. So,
nothing at all?
Nothing at all. And I was very surprised because the city has a lot to offer. There are things that should be shown. So I decided, if there aren't any already, I should make them myself.
Okay.
So I'm making these videos, Wroclogs, to show people practical things, how to move about on public transport, and some of the attractions here.
So it's really for foreigners who are coming here so that they know what's going on, and also how to even pronounce the city.
Yeah, I include that on one of the videos, the introduction.
Okay.
They were originally aimed at foreigners, but I find that lots of people from Poland appreciate them as well.
So let's have a quick look at this clip.
Welcome to Wrocław, the meeting place, City of Bridges, European Capital of Culture 2016. My name's Owen, and I'm originally from London, but over the course of the next year, I'll be sending new videos from the city I live in. Wrocław. Wrocław? Wrocław. The city's name is spelt like this, but it is pronounced like this, Wrocław.
Owen, one of the things that you've connected into your Wroclogs, and they're really about many different aspects of the city. So I've noticed that some of them are about things like Centennial Hall, the National Music Forum.
Yeah, the zoo, Hydropolis.
Yeah, many interesting landmarks and features of the city. But one of the things that was on the clue table was a ticket from MPK public transport. So what is that somehow connected to the filmmaking?
It's connected to the filmmaking and to my life, really. There are many trams here in Wrocław, and I think it's the best way to get about in the city centre.
Tram it.
But I think that people coming to Wrocław, especially from a foreign country, might have some hesitance about getting a tram because they might not know how to buy a ticket.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know how to ask a Polish tram driver for a ticket. So I tried to show people on my public transport videos how to ride the trams. Because you can buy tickets without speaking to the tram driver, you don't need to know any Polish. It's the best way to get from place to place.
This is a machine inside the tram. To use it, select English, then select your ticket type. Accept. You don't need to insert your card, simply touch here, and the ticket will be printed. Once you've got your ticket, remember you have to validate it by putting it in one of the validation machines on the tram.
And what has been the response to your Wroclog project?
Yeah. It's had a very positive response. You yourself said it was fascinating a few minutes ago.
Yep.
Other people have also said similar things.
Good.
There are many comments on YouTube saying it's very nice. Lots of Polish people have said, thanks for showing the city in this way, which obviously makes me feel good, and I'm very happy that people like it, and I'm happy that people can watch it and learn how to get around here.
Okay, and has the city of Wrocław also commented on this?
They have, yeah. After seeing the public transport videos, which were the first ones, they contacted me and said, hey, great idea, why not get involved with us and we can help you make some more videos. So I had a commission from them to make 10 more videos about the attractions here in Wrocław.
Well, wonderful. Yeah. Well done.
Thanks.
That's great. But other than your filmmaking activities, you're also a writer.
Oh, that's right, yes. Well, firstly, I write all the scripts and the scenario for the Wroclogs, but then after that I've started writing for a couple of magazines.
Okay.
I'm writing for English Matters. It's a magazine for people learning English here in Poland. And I'm writing for High Fly, which is a Wrocław magazine.
The other thing then that I want to discuss with you, and I think this is of incredible importance, are these things, these
the dwarf trumps.
These dwarf trumps. Tell us about what exactly is the idea behind it?
My favourite D trump in the world, including the president. These are about the dwarfs, the krasnali, here in Wrocław. Have a look at some, Terry.
Okay.
They feature the pictures of the dwarfs, the ones that you can find here in Wrocław, and they have statistics about them. So these are very nice for people who want to get a souvenir, if they want to take something home with them. They're available in English and Polish, but also it's a game.
Okay, so for example, how would we play it?
Well, it's similar to the game Top Trumps, if you know that, or there's a Polish game called Wojna.
Right, yeah, Wojna.
Wojna.
Okay, it's like Wojna.
It's similar to that. You've got 5 statistics. You choose the one that you think will be better than your opponent's.
Okay.
So, for example, my first one is popularity 76.
I've got popularity 83.
So because 83 is higher than 76, you win my card.
Excellent.
These two go to the back, and then you choose from your next card from the next dwarf.
I'm the winner. Accessories.
Accessories. 85.
This time I lose. I only got 62.
She's holding a beer, so 62 points for that. But mine are the dispensers. They're in an ATM in the city. And there's actually one inside with an abacus.
Okay.
So as if the ATM is run by dwarfs inside, counting the money, giving it out to people. The idea was similar to my Wroclogs. It was something that I wanted to have myself, but couldn't find. So I saw a gap in the market and thought, okay, if it doesn't exist, I should make it.
And do you feel that Wrocław is the kind of place that inspires you to fill gaps?
I think Wrocław is a place that inspires anyone who comes here, yeah.
So would you consider yourself, Owen, a dwarf expert?
Oh, I'd say if you're talking about the dwarfs here in Wrocław, yes I am. I've done a lot of research for these cards and for the video I made about the dwarfs.
Okay. And which dwarf do you most identify with?
Oh, it's a tricky question. My favourite dwarf has to be, there are 2. They're called Sisyphus.
Okay.
It's from the Greek myth of Sisypha, the Sisyphean task. One is pushing a rock one way, one is pushing the rock the other way, so they're not getting anywhere.
Right.
I'd say I could relate to that sometimes.
Just through the gated archway of Hansel and Gretel are the fireman dwarfs. And alongside them, we have the guard to the dwarf city. He's nicknamed Sleepyhead, but luckily for him, the door is locked. Then across the square, we have our next miniature hero. He's nicknamed the Veteran because he represents veterans of war.
How many dwarfs are there in Wrocław?
An exact number I couldn't tell you, Terry, because the dwarf population is expanding very fast, just like it is the human population. There are at least 400 dwarfs in Wrocław.
Damn, that's a lot. 400 dwarfs.
people are commissioning them for a symbol of their company. Originally, they represented the history of Wrocław. There was a very interesting origin of the dwarfs, but now they're just representing shops. Anyone who wants to have a dwarf can have one, so there are many, many.
What kind of questions are you always asked, being a British man here in Poland?
One of the questions you've asked me, actually, Terry, what brought you here in the first place? This is the number one question people ask. Yeah.
Okay, did you say Ryanair?
It was Wizz Air, but no, I didn't. People ask me, and it confuses me. I ask them, why wouldn't you want to live here? It's a wonderful place, the meeting place.
That's right.
It's a beautiful city. I really enjoy living here. The reason I came here is not important. The reason I stayed here is, and that's because Wrocław is beautiful.
What about being asked, are you really from England? Does that happen, or do people are people more familiar with living in a more of a multicultural society nowadays?
I'd say it happens less and less. Sometimes people say, are you really from England? Sometimes, because I've lived here for 5 years, I understand a few Polish words. People say something to me in Polish and I understand, and they say, you're just a Polish person pretending to be English.
I've heard that as well.
Yep.
I've heard that as well. But being such a big fan of Wrocław, would you like to take us on a walk and show us a part of town that you really like?
Absolutely, yeah. There's one place I'm thinking of that has an interesting story. So, shall we go?
Yeah, let's go. Okay. All right.
So, Owen, you've taken us now to Tumski Bridge.
Yes.
Well, why does it have so many padlocks on it?
Well, Tumski Bridge, also known as Lover's Bridge, is full of padlocks because these have been left here by people in love. They are symbols of the relationship. The couple come here, they seal the padlock on the bridge, take the key and throw it in the river because they'll never need to open the padlock again because their love will be forever.
And there's obviously thousands of people that have fallen in love here. So, Owen, why is this bridge particularly important to you?
Well, Terry, this bridge is important to me because this is where I asked my then girlfriend to marry me.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what did she say?
Well, she's now my wife, so eventually she said yes.
Fantastic. And now you have a baby as well.
That's right, yeah, we've got a 14-month-old Gabriella.
What's over there? It's one of those dwarfs, isn't it?
It is one of the dwarfs, Terry. That's the lamplighter.
Ah, lovely.
Yes. He is holding on to one of the gas lights. It's another thing that makes this place so romantic. It's these lights and all of the other ones on Cathedral Island are lit by gas. Okay. So every evening, a traditionally dressed man comes and lights all of the lamps. That's why the dwarf is called the lamplighter.
Okay, and this is the guy who basically is there to just symbolize this act.
Exactly, yes.
Fantastic.
That's where the name comes from.
And this bridge, as far as I know, it was built in 1899 by some Germans, obviously.
Yes.
We're not going to go get technical about it, but it was a German town. But it's connecting what parts of
It's connecting Sand Island to Cathedral Island.
Okay.
And there's actually been a bridge in this place since about the 12th century. They were wooden bridges before, of course. And this was the place where the municipality jurisdiction met the churches.
Okay.
So even when the police came from Sand Island, from the other city, they had to take off their hats before they could enter the Cathedral Island as a sign of respect to the church.
We're in the Botanical Gardens right here in the centre of Wrocław, and it's time to challenge Owen. Remember those cards,
Of
Owen?
course, yes.
We've got some instructions here, but we don't need them because your challenge is to find 9 of these cards.
Okay.
And they have been made real big. You can only see the silhouette, the shape of them. You can't see what they are. You've got to find them and identify who they are.
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah, can I begin?
Let's go.
Okay, come on. I see one, I see one. That is the pigeon keeper.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look. It is, look.
Pigeon keeper?
Pigeon keeper.
Gołąbnik in Polish.
One down.
For you?
Thank you. Let's carry on.
Here we have film buff.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look. It is film buff.
Yes.
Excellent. 2 down. Okay, let's go to the next one. Got 2.
I see it, Terry. It's on the tree. He's the guard to the dwarf city. He has the little door, but he's asleep.
It is Sleepyhead.
Sleepyhead.
Brilliant.
You know there are 2 dwarfs in the Botanic Garden. Yeah? They're just over the other way. Maybe we'll see them later after my challenge. Do you know who it is?
It's the Papa one.
It is Papa Dwarf. It's the first dwarf in Wrocław, the biggest one. That's the best card in that pack, I believe. Look at the statistics. Very, very high. What's this, number 4, number 5?
This is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 5.
5, number 5, but this is Sisyphus, and there are 2, so this is 5 and 6, right? Counts as 2?
No, 1.
1. Sisyphus, yes?
Excellent.
You thought I missed it. I saw it, I saw it. The prisoner here.
Prisoner?
Yeah, behind bars. He's been a naughty dwarf.
That's right. He is
The prisoner.
Look. Excellent.
There you are. 2 more. I like this challenge, Terry. That one is Mr. Wrocławia.
Let's have a look. It is Mr. Wrocław.
Oh.
7.
Oh, 2 more. 2 more.
Let's go.
Should have brought your magnifying glass, Terry. Is there one in there, or are you just fooling me? I'm going to say this way.
Maybe, can you smell them? It's that way.
It's that way. You've got a better nose than I have. Oh, this one is a very popular one in my eyes. It's in Lesznica. It's Jadwiga's Night, outside the castle. I believe so.
Let's have a look.
He's holding a shield.
It is Jadwiga's Night.
Had me worried then.
So there's 1.
So 1 more, right? Oh, well, that is a good place, Terry, because that is where one of the dwarfs in the botanical garden lives. There he is, blowing his trumpet. And he is looking over Mr. and Mrs. Dwarf.
Let's have a look.
Newlyweds outside the registry office.
It is Mr. and Mrs. Dwarf.
Yes.
Absolutely brilliant. So well done.
Thank you.
Owen, that was fantastic. I have to admit, you are definitely, this man is definitely the dwarf expert in Wrocław. Well done, Owen.
Thank you, Terry.
Owen,
Yes, Terry.
I think it's time for a coffee,
Please.
don't you?
Yeah, I'm worn out after that challenge.
Yes, it was a very good challenge, but
I
there's
enjoyed
going to be some amazing coffee because we're going to be actually joined by the world champion coffee maker 2016,
Fantastic.
who's currently making coffee for us.
Best coffee maker in the world here in Wrocław.
Here in Wrocław, here in fact in Hala Targowa, where we are at the moment.
Nazywam się Filip Kucharczyk i jestem właścicielem tej kawiarni tutaj, która jest taka malutka. Ale robimy dobrą kawę, to przychodzą ludzie i mam nadzieję, że są zadowoleni. Tak się złożyło, że też jestem mistrzem świata w parzeniu kawy w takim dziwnym urządzeniu, które nazywa się Aeropress. To jest takie w miarę popularne teraz urządzenie do parzenia czarnej kawy, bardzo uniwersalne, najsympatyczniejsze na świecie urządzenie do robienia kawy.
Fantastic. Hello, Philip.
Hello. So this is coffee from Kenya.
Kenyan coffee.
Yeah.
Now that's one good coffee.
Excellent. Well, that's a special coffee, and that was definitely worth the wait. Fantastic.
I agree.
Questions. You've made these fantastic cards,
Oh, thank you.
and I realise now that you've made them not only in English but also in Polish.
You've got the Polish version there,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah. It's the same game, it's English and Polish version, so you can even buy both packs and then compare the two to learn some of the words.
Interesting. But this is for Wrocław. Have you ever thought about extending your skills and maybe creating packs of cards, and maybe not the packs of cards so much, but creating your Wroclaw videos, but this time for cracklogs or pozlogs or warlogs for Warsaw, Krakow and Poznan?
That's a good question, Terry. I have considered going to other places. I have a real passion about Wrocław. This is where I live. I think the city is beautiful. Many other cities in Poland are as well, especially Gdansk I visited recently. It's a lovely place. I would like to make other videos, but not necessarily in the same format as Wrocław. I made these ones to tell people about the city I live in, and I think I know a fair bit about the city I live in.
Yeah.
I'd be happy to make other videos about other places and go exploring, but it would be more of an adventure. It would be more of me discovering places for the first time myself, not telling other people what I already know about it.
So Wrocław for you so far has been a place where you've taken great opportunities and made things happen. What opportunities do you think are waiting for you in the future?
Well, I'm hoping that there will be more things connected to the filmmaking, to the writing. Perhaps there will be some entries in some books and perhaps more audience for my videos. Either the ones on YouTube or maybe another video that could be shown on television.
So you would say that Poland is a breeding ground for resourceful, intelligent, creative people, whether they are Polish or from abroad.
Absolutely, yes. It's a place to come if you are one of those people, because Poland has many of those people already.
Fantastic. Well, I'll drink to that, Owen.
Cheers, Terry.
Thanks very much. See you next time on 5 o'clock.
In a time when many Poles have left their country, why are... No. Oh, backwards. Wrocław is a city.
Height.
Height, 45.
Ah, mine is 63.
That's a very high dwarf.
Thank you. Why, this 1899 steel construction that can hold 10 tons was built by some Germans.
Do you know why it was built?
Because the wooden one was